Welcome to the English Story Well channel, your ultimate destination for captivating stories that enhance your English learning journey. Here, we believe that stories are not just a form of entertainment, but a powerful tool to improve your language skills. Let's go to started.
Emma was a young girl who lived in a small town. Her town was peaceful, with green fields, tall trees, and a river that flowed quietly. Every morning, Emma would wake up to the sound of birds singing. She loved the fresh air and the smell of flowers. But one day, Emma had to make a choice. Her parents told her that they might move to the city. The city was far from her small town. It was full of tall buildings, busy streets, and many people. Emma did not know what to think. She liked her small town, but she was also curious about the city. Emma, her mother said, the city has many schools, big libraries, and fun places to visit. But life in the city is different. It is fast and busy. Do you think you will like it? Emma did not answer right away. She thought about her friends in the town. She thought about her school, the park where she played, and the quiet nights. But she also thought about the new things she might see in the city. I don't know, Mom, Emma finally said. I like our town, but the city sounds exciting too. What should I do? Her mother smiled. Why don't we visit the city first? You can see it for yourself. Then, you can decide. Emma agreed. The next day, they packed their bags and took a train to the city. The city visit. The train ride was long, and Emma watched as the fields and trees passed by. Soon, the tall buildings of the city appeared in the distance. The closer they got, the more excited Emma felt. When they arrived, the city was busy and noisy. Cars honked, people walked quickly, and bright lights shone everywhere. Emma held her mother's hand tightly as they stepped out of the train station. Welcome to the city, Emma, her father said. He had arrived a few days earlier for work and was waiting for them. What do you think? Emma looked around with wide eyes. Everything was so different from her small town. There were so many people, and everyone seemed to be in a hurry. The buildings were tall, much taller than any building she had seen before. It's big, Emma said. And loud. Her father laughed. Yes, it is. But there are many things to see and do here. Let's explore. They visited many places in the city. They went to a big park with tall trees and a lake. The park was beautiful, but it was not as quiet as the park in Emma's town. There were many people walking, running, and playing games. Next, they visited a museum. Emma loved the museum. There were so many things to see, like old paintings, shiny jewels, and even dinosaur bones. Emma had never seen so many interesting things in one place. After the museum, they went to a large shopping mall. The mall was full of stores that sold clothes, toys, books, and everything you could think of. Emma saw a toy store with hundreds of different toys. She wanted to buy everything. But after a while, Emma felt tired. The city was exciting, but it was also very busy. There were so many people, and the noise never seemed to stop. At the end of the day, they went to their hotel. Emma looked out of the window at the city lights. The city was beautiful at night, with lights shining from every building. But Emma missed the stars she could see from her window at home. Thinking about the future. The next morning, Emma and her family had breakfast in a small cafe. The cafe was busy, and the smell of coffee filled the air. Emma ate her pancakes and thought about everything she had seen in the city. Do you like the city, Emma? Her mother asked. I do, Emma said slowly. But it's very different from our town. There are so many people, and it's always noisy. That's true, her father said. The city is always busy. But it also has many opportunities. You can learn many new things here. Emma nodded. She knew her father was right. The city had big schools, museums, and parks. There were many fun places to visit. But she also missed the quiet and peace of her small town. After breakfast, they went for a walk in the city. They saw more tall buildings, busy streets, and people everywhere. Emma saw a small bakery and asked if they could stop for a treat. Inside the bakery, the smell of fresh bread and cakes made Emma smile. She chose a chocolate cake, and they sat down to eat. As she enjoyed her cake, Emma thought about the city and her small town. "What do you think, Emma?" her mother asked. "Would you like to live in the city?" Emma thought about the question. She liked the city, but she was not sure if she wanted to live there. She missed the quiet mornings in her town, the sound of birds, and the friendly faces of her neighbors. "I like the city," Emma said, "but I also love our town. I don't know if I want to leave it." Her mother nodded. "It's a big decision, Emma. You don't have to decide right now." Emma felt relieved. She was not ready to make a decision yet. She needed more time to think. Back to the country. After a few days in the city, it was time to go back home. Emma was happy to see her town again. As the train moved closer to her home, Emma felt a sense of peace. The fields were green, the trees were tall, and the river flowed quietly. Everything looked the same, and that made Emma smile. When they arrived home, Emma ran to her room. She looked out of the window and saw the familiar sights: the big oak tree in the yard, the small garden where she grew flowers, and the hill where she played with her friends. Emma felt happy to be home. That evening, Emma's family had dinner together. They talked about their trip to the city. "The city was fun," Emma said, "but I missed home. I missed the quiet and the peace." Her mother smiled. "I understand, Emma. The city is exciting, but home is special too." "Do we have to move to the city?" Emma asked. Her father shook his head. "No, Emma. We don't have to move. We can stay here if that's what we want." Emma felt a wave of relief. She loved her town and did not want to leave it. But she also knew that she could visit the city whenever she wanted. "I'm glad," Emma said. "I love our town. It's quiet and peaceful, and I feel happy here." Her parents smiled. They were happy to see that Emma had made her choice.
As the days passed, Emma thought more about the city and her town. She realized that both had their own special things. The city was full of excitement, new places to explore, and many opportunities. But her town was peaceful, quiet, and full of familiar faces. One day, Emma's teacher asked the class to write about their favorite place. Emma thought about it for a while. She decided to write about both the city and her town. In the city, Emma wrote, "There are tall buildings, busy streets, and many people. The city is always full of life, and there is always something new to see and do. I like the museums, the parks, and the big libraries. The city is exciting, and I learn new things every time I visit. But in my town, everything is quiet and peaceful. I wake up to the sound of birds singing, and I see the green fields and tall trees. The river flows quietly, and the air is fresh. I know everyone in my town, and everyone knows me. I feel safe and happy here. I like both the city and my town. They are different, but they both have things that I love. I don't have to choose just one. I can enjoy the best of both worlds." When Emma finished writing, she felt proud. She had found a way to balance the excitement of the city and the peace of her town. She knew that she could visit the city when she wanted to explore new things. But she could always come back to her town when she wanted peace and quiet. As the years went by, Emma continued to live in her small town. She went to school, played with her friends, and enjoyed the simple life. But she also visited the city from time to time. Each time she visited, she saw something new and exciting. Emma's parents were proud of her. They saw how she had grown to appreciate both the city and the country. She had learned to see the beauty in both places. One summer, Emma's class went on a trip to the city. They visited museums, parks, and even went to a big library. Emma was excited to show her friends all the things she loved about the city, "This is the museum I visited with my parents," Emma told her friends. "It has so many interesting things to see. Look at the dinosaur bones." Her friends were amazed. They had never seen anything like it before. Later, they went to the park. Emma showed them the big lake and the tall trees. They played games and had a picnic. It was a fun day, and Emma was happy to share the city with her friends. When they returned to their town, Emma's friends thanked her. "Thank you, Emma," they said. "We had so much fun in the city."
Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, our carefully curated stories cater to all levels, making learning English enjoyable and effective. Join our community of language enthusiasts and let the magic of storytelling transform your learning experience. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Dive into English Story Well, where every story is a step towards mastering English.